Good evening and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Goodwin Live on Instagram Live. I hope you're all well. For those of you that are going to work at the moment, I hope that you're travelling safely. I've seen some of the images of the tubes in London today, and it doesn't look very good at all. So I just hope that everybody that is having to travel to work or forced to go, that you're all safe. And I hope that these Goodwin Live videos you're finding interesting, and it's actually keeping you occupied during times that a lot of people are definitely struggling. But today we've got 4 guests, and as I always do, I start from the back, and then we come to the first at the last. And at 7:30 we've got one of the country's top up and coming trainers, Andy Gill, trains down in Amersham. And he's got a really good stable, and he's going to tell us all about the stable he's got, about what he did as an amateur coach, and he's definitely got a very promising gym, and he's a trainer that I'm going to be looking forward to working with for many years. He's a very decent trainer. 10 minutes before that at 7:20 we've got a young man who I don't manage. He's a man that's appeared on a TV show called Singletown, as well as amassing a 3-0 record as a professional boxer, but hasn't fought for a year. So I'm going to want to speak to Mason about why he's not been boxing, what happened for him in his TV show, which could have propelled him as a boxer, and to see where he is in his life generally. Before that, we've got one of the most interesting characters in boxing, Jamali Camero, former Southern Area champion. He has been an exciting addition to the pro ranks. He won his title, then decided he wanted to go on the road and fight every week as a journeyman. And Leon McKenzie's just tuned in. He wants to come on. We'd be delighted to have Leon. I will contact you, Leon. And Jamali then decided he wanted to become a champion again. So he was on the verge of a fight with Conor Vian for the Southern Area title when obviously the virus came in and hit us. But first, we're not talking about a former champion in Jamali, a probable future champion in Mason Smith. We're talking about somebody who's already a champion, a man that's done it the hard way, who had setbacks in losing a Southern Area title fight, and has just improved with time and age, and he's now current English champion and really on the verge now of a British title shot, and this virus has definitely caused a problem in his career. But let's have a word with him. Kay Pross, one of the nicest guys you'll meet, and also one of the fiercest competitors in a ring. So let's try and get a hold of Kay. Here we are. Kay to come on. Just wait for Kay to join us. A lot of people don't know this about Kay until he comes. Or is he there? He works in a school for children with difficulties. So he's a good man. He does a lot of good stuff in this community, apart from his boxing. Kay, how are you?
Hello, Steve.
You good?
I'm good. How you getting on?
No, I'm good, thank you. I'm good. You and the family all good? Everything's all fine?
Yeah, everyone's well. No issues my end. Just sticking to the rules, staying home, and just waiting to get back to some kind of normality.
So what's happening work-wise? Because obviously you work in Leighton Buzzard, don't you, in a school for children that need help. What's happening there? When are you told you got to go back?
Yeah, do you know what? I've still been working. Obviously, our school houses a lot of vulnerable kids and people with certain situations that they can't deal without being really housed at some kind of provision. So I'm still working at the minute. It is a reduced timetable, but I'm still in a couple of days a week, and I'm still helping out the kids. Obviously, with our social distancing, it's nothing like it was before, but we're still trying to do good stuff for the community,
Yeah, it's good. So obviously this is extremely frustrating for you because your career was on a power rush, wasn't it? I mean, if you think about where you were for the last 12 months, I mean, we lost for the Southern Area against Raheem Noble a few years ago, and then just over a year ago, you fought Sam O'Maison for the English title, had a draw. You clearly won the rematch, and then you put on an impressive performance against Bill O'Raymond in Dunstable. And you're looking at the winner of Bowes and Akeem Ennis-Brown possibly for a British, but that fight seems destined never to happen. And now you've got to sit and wait it out until we're able to get back in the ring. You must feel frustrated.
Yeah, it's frustrating, and obviously we was snowballing and we was on a roll. We just happened to pick up some more major honors. But you know what? I just see this lockdown as being a period where certain people are going to rise to the top, and certain people are going to fall by the wayside. And I've had my trials and tribulations, and what do they say? Tough times don't last, but tough people do. So I'm going to be there at the other end, and I'm going to be calling out all the best boys in the division. I want to go to bigger, better things with yourself, Mr. Goodwin, and good work.
Well, I think there's no doubt. There genuinely isn't a super lightweight out there that I wouldn't be happy to put you in with now. You might take Josh Taylor and say he's exceptional, but apart from him, I don't see any super lightweights that you wouldn't go in with a realistic chance of beating now. It's just a case of getting them in the ring. You still have a title. The board are coming back in September or in whenever it's going to be. But initially with fights, the initial fights are without titles on the line. So, but again, as boxing eases into it, and hopefully behind closed doors, they develop more, there are more title fights. Hopefully you'll get a big opportunity there. But obviously we've got to hope for that they keep this death rate under control, because obviously letting loose this week, we've got to see what happens. So you just don't know what's coming around the corner, but you've just got to stay, I think, from September onwards is probably when your opportunities may start coming, and you've just got to be ready for them, haven't you?
Yeah. Luckily, I'm a part of establishment. I've got a gym, so I'm able to do all the things that I need to do. Apart from sparring, obviously, sparring is obviously the key thing that you need to do before you prepare for a fight. I'm keeping in good shape. I'm doing my runs, doing my bag work. I'm doing my strength work. So I'm generally, as soon as if they was to announce I was fighting in July, I'll be ready. September, even better. Obviously, my team IQ, we always put things in place so that we're able to maximize our opportunities. And obviously, if we get a fight in September, in the next few fights, Steve, where do you see me going?
Well, I think you go as far as your talent and your ability will allow you. I mean, at the end of the day, if you keep winning, there's no reason you can't be on the world stage in the next 12 months, in my opinion.
That's what I want to hear. That's what I want.
I mean, there's no reason. The only thing that's going to hold you back is your ability not to take you to that level. We'll get the opportunities. I've got no problem with that, and we'll get the right opportunities. If you're good enough, you'll do it. But I think the interesting thing you've had since I've been with you, you've had two good trainers. You were originally with Terry Stewart, and then obviously you left Terry, and you decided jointly to part your ways. And then what I was able to do was I set you up with Xavier Miller, and one of the things I like to do as a manager is to actually find the boxer and the trainer that's going to mix. If you remember that, do you remember we were talking, with no due respect, Barry Smith was on the horizon and others, and we made that decision to go to Xavier.
Obviously, Terry Stewart, I've got nothing but props for him. He's got a good camp in Linus and Sean Robinson and Brad Paul. So I wasn't involved with people was no Mickey Mouse. He was a serious trainer. But obviously, the way things were going, I just needed a change of strategy. And obviously, thanks to yourself. So I was looking at some daily, and I was looking from the outside looking in, and these guys look good. But being with IQ, they've added so much to my game. And do you know what? It's not all about the flashy and fancy. It's all about the hard work, the graft, and like I said, IQ is all about the intelligence in the ring. And I think it's coming to the forefront. And I'm like an Asian wine. I get better with age.
Definitely, and I think the key is it's about not every fighter would suit every trainer. Not every fighter would suit Xavier Miller and IQ. It wouldn't be true. I could have another fighter come to me, and it wouldn't work with them. So you've got to try and adjust with each fighter, which is what I tried to do, and actually find the right home. And I was convinced, and it's no disrespect to Daly, or no disrespect to Barry. For me, Xavier was the perfect man for you, and I think it's proved. My God, it has proven to be the case, hasn't it?
See, I've had a lot more.
I think he's capable of taking you on to higher success and higher levels.
Yeah, and you know what? Promotions, because of the hard graft and hard work, we put up a formidable team. Yourself for putting me in line with Jav, and also getting me the two title fights that have been on the home turf for me. And I just think going forward, we're going to have some massive opportunities. I'm willing able to take the opportunities that come across.
Yeah, it's just a bit harder at the moment. Normally, what we'd be doing is planning a route now. We'd be saying, right, we'll get some sponsors involved. We're going to go for this title. We're going to do it this way. And that's what we'd be doing, because the Bose and the Akeem Ennis Brown is going to, God knows how long that's going to last. You'd have to find a different route, ideally. But obviously, you can't
Yeah.
really plan anything at the moment because we don't know what's around the corner. It's going to be a case
Yeah.
of taking that opportunity. It was a little bit different than we'd
That's
like
where
it to
I
be.
think that's why it's important that I stay in shape and I stay ready, because if I get a fight on short notice, I want to be able to take my opportunity and come out on the other end, you know, I'm in a better position than where I went in.
Yeah, I still think it's going to be a very exciting time for you as well. I think what great things to look ahead. I mean, you asked me where I think you should be. Where do you think you want to be in the next 12 months?
The next 12 months, obviously, with the virus aside, you don't know when we're going to fight or how it's going to plan out. But if everything wants to go in my way, I'd want 3 fights in that time frame, and I'd want every fight to be pushing me up the level above. So if I'm at English level now, I want a British title level fight. Then I want to be on a European level fight, and I want to be on a world title fight, because obviously, I feel like I'm in great shape now, and my age ain't a hindrance on my performances. But we don't know how long this is going to last. So if I can get to a world stage in the next 3 fights, regardless of who it is or how much of a risk it is, that's what I want, and that's what I'm going for.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting journey, Kay. It's really good to speak to you tonight, and I mean, I've really enjoyed all your success because you've deserved every single ounce of it. So, and it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure being part of the journey. So, and I hope there's more to come as well.
Everyone stay safe, and let's get boxing back on the road.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Kay. You take care.
Thank you. Take care.
Cheers. And that's Kay Prosper, an English champion going places. We moved from Kay to a former Southern Area champion who's also going places. Although I think it's fair to say that he changes his mind as to where the places are going to be because he loves to fight. So he's just a really great character, Jamali Camero. So let's try and track Jamali down. The Predator, here we go. Says unable to join for Jamali. I don't know why it is, but you can't. It's not letting you join us. It's got unable to join. What I'll do, I'll come back to you in a minute. I think I'll see why that is, Jamali. Your settings might not be able to let you join us. I don't know what's going on. It's still saying unable to join. You've still got unable to join. Don't know where you are here. Yeah, don't know where you are. Let's. Don't know where we've gone here. I'll come back to you, Jamali, if you can join us. I'll touch base with Mason Smith here because I don't know why Jamali's not able to get on. Let's see if Mason's around.
Hello,
Mason. How you doing? You're on a bit early, but there we go.
how you doing? You all right?
I'm good, thank you. Last time I saw you you were on Singletown.
Oh yeah.
My wife watches all the reality stuff, right? So we end up watching every episode, and I was watching you on it. I mean, did you enjoy doing it?
Yeah, it was a good experience, you know. But obviously, I've done it to publicise the boxing, but they never really hit views like it should have. Being on ITV, but it didn't really go that way.
Did it not? Was it not that popular, the show?
Nah, no, because it was the first series they ever done, so it weren't really out there. It weren't advertised like it should have been.
Oh, so it's not like it would have. It didn't do for you what Love Island would have done, but yeah, it's all.
Exactly, yeah. If it was Love Island, it'd be a different story.
All right. So the thing is, obviously, you're top amateur. You won the elites, didn't you? The ABA elites.
I got to the finals in my second year as a senior. I lost to Danny Wright. It was a good competitive fight. Never boxed 3 times in 3 days before, so it was tough. But I fell short on that fight.
But I mean, and then you turned pro and you had 3 fights. You won all by 40-36. Won every round. Yep. You haven't fought since February 2019. Why?
Well, I've had some issues with Mo. Just weren't following up what was in the contract between me and him. He was getting me fights at welterweight when I'm a super lightweight. So it was just something. It just wasn't adding up. So I sort of left Mo, and I've kept my options open. Obviously, I went back to the amateurs and to get the ring rust off because I like.
Have you been boxing? Have you done that? You've been boxing? I didn't know this. You've been boxing amateur.
Yeah, I had one fight, but it didn't work out well. I went in the ABAs, but when you've got your ex's bloody brother and dad judging against you, it's just never gonna.
Oh my
never,
god! Oh
but,
my god! So you actually? Are you actually? I didn't know that.
11 fights as an amateur, so I like keeping busy. So even as a pro, I want to keep busy, but it just wasn't happening with Mo.
So do you think you will go back to becoming a pro again?
Oh, 100%, 100%. I've kept my options open. I've been talking with obviously Dean White. We've got an advisory contract. I ain't signed with a manager or promoter yet, so I'm keeping my options open.
All right, makes sense. I mean, you're very talented, so hopefully you'll be able to try and get that through to professional and get the momentum going, which is really important.
I'm still young. There's still plenty of years in me. I've been boxing 13 years, 14 years now. So I still got a lot left in the tank.
Yeah. And what do you do? What do you do outside boxing? Do you have a job? Do you work or?
Yeah, I'm an open reach engineer, so I do the telecoms. So I'm actually working right now during this coronavirus.
Oh, okay. So you've not stopped?
Nah, not stopped. On front line.
Oh gosh. So yeah. So you are you going forward? What are your aspirations then as a professional? What do you want to achieve? What do you feel you can achieve?
Be out there boxing the best and being in the ring with the best, winning titles along the way. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I just want to fight the best, and that's all I've ever done from an amateur to now.
It's just about building momentum up. Then I mean,
obviously I need to get out there as well in the pro ranks. Obviously, I'm known in the amateurs, so it's just about getting my name out there in the pros.
I know you said that I don't want to go into any detail too much, but I know you said you sort of didn't get on. It didn't work out with your previous manager. I mean, did you have like ticket selling problems or something like that? Did that cause you an issue?
I sold my requirement ticket well over my requirement tickets. So
Really?
never had a problem. But it was just literally what we had agreed before we signed the contract. Wasn't adding up, or it just wasn't following.
See, that's the shame in boxing. That's the shame in boxing if that happens, because wherever it is in boxing, one thing that's really important, I think, that everybody makes an agreement, and whatever that agreement is, they stick by that agreement to the letter. And that's the boxer, the manager, promoter, and advisor, or anything. And it's the most frustrating thing in boxing that there may sometimes people may, Mo might say he did stick to it, but it obviously wasn't clear enough, because if it was, you wouldn't be saying that it wasn't clear. And I think that's very important.
I met up with him. It was just selling me promises all the time, and it'd be like next month this, next month that, and it just wasn't following up with it. So
that's a real
kind
shame.
of put me off.
Somebody as talented as you don't want that. I mean, it's important that you false promises are a bit annoying. I can understand that. But anyway, good thing is onwards and upwards now. So.
I've always been with the best as an amateur. I boxed for England, was on Team GB. Even when I was on Team GB, I was on there for 6 months, and then they turned around and said to me, "You're not learning quick enough. You're not strong at the weight." But they moved me from light welterweight down to lightweight when I got on Team GB, and I was performing well. But it seemed to be like they would use me for a sparring partner to help with the Europeans that were upcoming.
Oh God! So what do you want next then? Boxing or another TV appearance?
Boxing. I wouldn't do TV.
So did you end up finding love on that single town, or did you end up just no?
Nah.
What did your friends think about you going on TV? Did they find it quite funny?
It was actually when I was watching it back, it was proper cringy, like, because everything they always tell you like what they want the conversations to be about and stuff. So when you're watching it, it's sort of half stage, half not. So, but if my pals and that, they did take the mick out of me a little bit.
How old are you now? How old are you?
I'm returning 24 soon in September.
You're very young, yeah.
Yeah, still young.
So obviously we've got the frustrations of the virus and the fact that your career is still going to stall anyway with the virus going on. So, but again, you're young enough for that not to matter, aren't you?
Yeah, 100%. obviously the coronavirus ain't helping the situation there. I think September or something. Small like, well, I've heard loads of little rumours like small ball boxing's finished and stuff like that. But obviously
Yeah,
everything's gonna.
finished his dramatic. That's dramatic. I've done a lot of interviews and a lot of papers about this. I've been in the Sun and the Mirror, and what I've said, and I do believe this, that until there is either a vaccine or a treatment, there will be there can't be small hall boxing. But
Yeah.
hopefully, my best guess is March next year, but it could be slightly before. It depends on the medicines. There's no way that small hall promoters, whoever it be, Mopri or anybody else, will be able to afford to stage shows with all the medical things now. But it's going to be difficult. But it's not finished. It's just delayed. But with the boxers I manage, what I've told them is we're keeping them informed. You still there?
Yeah, it's just. Yeah, I think you're a bit frizzy on there.
Yeah, I know. I live in the woods, right? And it's hit and miss as to whether sometimes we got the best Wi-Fi you can get here. The best Wi-Fi, but it's still dodgy sometimes. It's just annoying. It's just annoying. Mason, listen, really good. We never spoke before, and it's really good chatting to you. I wish you all the best in your career. I hope you get all the success that you deserve, and we'll touch base soon. And thanks so much for coming on today. You take care.
All right.
And that's Mason Smith, a future boxing star, and he's told us that he's going to go back to the boxing rather than the TV work. So a lot for him to look forward to. That's an interesting young character. If I can find him, if we can dig up Jamali, if hopefully he's able to. Good luck. We're out of order, but we've got him now. Waiting for Jamali to come on board. Jamali, why are things never simple with you? You're the first person I've ever tried to log in and it says unable to join you. What is going on?
I know, it's pretty perplexing. I'm not sure why.
It's always different with you, though. You know that.
It's the way I live my life, unfortunately.
How are you, my friend? You okay?
Yeah, very, very well. Very well.
So what do you do? What have you been up to? Have you anything, or just locking down, keeping fit?
Yeah, I was working initially, and just kind of I was actually quite busy for the first, I'll say, 3 weeks. But then, yeah, everything just kind of died down. So just been training.
Yeah, keep yourself fit.
Exactly.
For somebody like you who wants to fight every week, of all the fighters I've got who don't want to be a total journeyman, you just want to fight. You just want to get out there and fight every week, and you can.
It's been painful. It's been painful, but I mean, even though it's been inconvenient, it's not been impossible. So yeah, we'll get through it, and I think boxing will come back strong, and it'll be really good. It'll be the way I hoped it'd been when I actually started it. So
I think you're right.
I can't wait.
There'll be a lot more fighters now just willing to. Like your next fight's due against Conor Vian, isn't it, for a title? Yeah. But all you want. And I can say that you just want to fight the best the whole time, don't you? And sometimes you have to be reined in to try and get to where you want to get to. But
100%. Even though I was kind of on the road not too long ago, I still wasn't getting fighters that I wanted to fight or for long enough. I'd say I would get maybe 4 rounds, 6 rounds, but you get a really short notice, and it's kind of pointless. Every fight I had someone coming up to me saying this should be like an area title or eliminator or something like that, and it's like, yeah, it could be, but it just needs to kind of go through the processes. So we've got a few fights, and we got to the point where we can now. So
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's
realistically
good.
now, every fight can be meaningful from now on. I think within reason. I mean, if you keep winning, that's the
Exactly.
idea. Just make sure that every fight means something, and it gets you to where you want to
Exactly.
go. Do you think you're improving?
That's it.
Do you feel you're
Yeah, most
improving?
definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Most definitely, yeah.
But who?
I'd
I
hope
mean,
so anyway.
yeah, now you're trained by a young man who, Sean Earls, who basically wasn't able to turn pro because he was not allowed to medically. So
Yeah.
it's really
I was
interesting.
training
You're going with a young trainer, aren't you?
I was training with him when he was gonna turn pro, and so we kind of went through all that ordeal together. Um, but he's always been quite very knowledgeable, um, and he's flexible as well. So we can work together on whilst I'm working or he's working, we can still work together very well. And he's happy to go when we're going to different places, like for example IQ, big up K as well. That's was
Yeah.
watching him. Good work, great work. Um, we're always kind of learning things from everyone. So he's learning at the same time, and he's not afraid to say, actually, let's try and do it this way as well. So it's good, and it was nice to take a bit of pressure off Barry because he has to run his whole gym as well as
Mm.
all the all the boxes, all his PTs. So um, yeah, I won't give Sean a bigger head than he already has. So
But a
that's
big
as much
shout
praise as
out
you're getting.
a big shout out to State of Mind Fitness and Barry O'Connell, because that whole gym setup is just so, it's different. It's very it's a totally different setup than any other gym I've ever been into. It's very
Most
friendly and
definitely.
warm,
Wanted there
isn't it?
for a little while. People always saying how it's more of a family than anything else, but
Mm.
when you're at a gym which really relates to your personality or how the people around you, you just like really get on with them. That's how it really is. The community kind of feel. So
Mm.
I'm not surprised why people enjoy it so much.
No,
You know,
no, I
it's a
agree.
great gym.
Yeah, no, it is great. So, who is the best opponent you faced?
Fuck. Um, I've forgotten most of the opponents I faced. How many fights have I had?
You've had 16, won 10, lost 6.
Ooh.
So you've had, let's go through it, Louis Green, Jeffrey Afori, the Crocker
Oh,
up in Scotland.
Louis Green had a great body shot. Oh, great body shot. I remember that. I remember that.
You've been with some good
Jeff
kids.
Corey was
Yeah.
very good. Yeah, just kept going, which is awesome. Um, Crocker had a insanely powerful right hand, but he just loaded it up a bit much, I would say. Uh, the best of them all, I don't know. I reckon if they fought each other, it could go any way. But yeah,
And
I had
who,
some fun ones anyway.
yeah,
Had some
but
great ones.
who have you got any people that you look up to in boxing? Any other boxers that you think, no, that, you know, that you can look up and respect, or that you work with or watch?
Most definitely. I've been fortunate to work with a lot of people who've made it far. British title, Europeans, world title. I John O'Donnell, George Groves, um, and I really look up to them because they're there in front of you training, working hard, and then that you're seeing their results as well. So it's hard to not look after people who have literally walked the path that you're walking to a high level whilst they're actually training in front of you, you know? So
Yeah,
you see that the work that you're doing does make a difference as long as you're doing it properly. You're putting in the time, you're listening, you're trying to actually work on yourself and get to a level where you can perform effectively. So
yeah.
um yeah, most definitely there's quite a few. Um
I mean, I've got to say that you gave me one of my best nights in boxing when you won that Southern Area title and Barry was in the ring with you. That to me was just an amazing night and an amazing experience, and because
it was
it
awesome.
was, I think it was the first champion the gym had, wasn't it? Since you were the first guy that won, and it was so
Yeah.
important to all of you. And I know for you, it's a title and there'll be another one, but I just felt for the whole team, it was just a magical time.
Most definitely. I mean, it's less the title. the achievement is amazing. It's good, but it's when you're kind of going through that whole process, that journey, and everyone is on it with you, and then you actually get the result that you want to, regardless of what it was. You know, that could have been anything at the end of the day, which meant something. But that whole journey of getting up early, being there, maybe there's only a few of you left, and it kind of got extended as well because I was supposed to have a different fight, and then the area title fight came through for the month after my last fight. So it was like, all right, we're just going to keep putting it in, and we will get there. And all the literally blood, sweat and tears. I know it's cliche, but literal blood, sweat and tears. And you just kind of get to the end of it. You get your hand raised, and that feeling is amazing, you know.
So, and what do you want out? I know you've changed your mind a few times, but sitting here today, what do you want out of boxing now and the rest of your career?
It's not that I've changed my mind. I've always just wanted to get my fight, to fight. It's more people. Yeah, it's more people saying that I should do certain things, and it's like, okay, I'll have a try. As long as I get to fight, I don't mind going down this route, trying things, because it's just experience, you know, experience for life, experience. Trying out different things, seeing how it works, seeing if I like it or not. I don't know. What do I want? I'm indifferent, really. As long as I get to fight whilst I'm a boxer, I'll be happy.
So when I say, what is it? What comes first then? Titles or money?
I mean, I would say titles bring the money, but you could get a big fight for money, but you might only get one if you're going to do it that way, wouldn't you? So if I wanted either, I would probably go down the title route.
Yeah.
But again, neither really.
You're not motivated. No,
not at all. Not at all. Thank you.
Down the line, I think there's going to be some more great days and exciting times ahead. And I think, without a doubt, I can't wait to get going. So, Jamali, thank you so much for speaking to us tonight. And we'll catch up again very shortly. You take care. And that's Jamali Camero, one of the nicest.
See you soon.
See you soon. And that's Jamali Camero, one of the nicest guys in boxing, one of the toughest men in boxing. He's had a brilliant career. He's got so much more to come. And now we're going to talk to a young man starting his training career up, coming from the amateurs and now into the pros. And we're going to touch base with Andy Gill. Where I can find Andy. Let's just track down Andy.
How you doing, Steve? How you doing, mate?
All good. So what are you up to? What are you up to at the moment?
Yeah, we've got a couple of boiled eggs. How's it going?
Yeah, good. What are you up to?
Nothing, mate. Nothing. Not working. Staying safe.
Yeah.
Just waiting.
So obviously you've only been a pro coach. You've only been a pro coach for what? Is it about a year now?
Yeah, I got my license 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago, and I sat and waited for Jamie. So I had a couple of pros approach me, and I really wanted to wait for Jamie. He's been with me 7 years, and he was, you know, an amateur with me, and he wanted to turn over, and that was my goal, was to, you know, be there for the boys I brought up through the amateurs.
I mean,
so
Jamie Smith, he's a cruiserweight, and I think one of the most exciting talents out there, without a doubt. I think on our the ones we managed, to me, he's one of the top kids that we got. I think he's going to go all the way, and I can see why you waited for him. But he's not the only boy you've got in the gym, is he?
No, I got the twins, Lewis and Courtney. Lewis will be fighting at about 61.5 kilos. Courtney will be about 63.5 kilos. Got Hassan the Demon. He's going to be at 81 kilos. There's a couple of people in the pipeline. I'm not going to say who they are at the moment, but I've had a couple of people approach me. So once we come out of COVID, we'll see how it all pans out. We just need to see when we can get back into small hall fighting again.
Of course. So and before this, you were an amateur coach, weren't you? You had a lot of success there as well, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I was an amateur for 20 years. Probably I worked in about 7 or 8 different clubs. I had 2 Southern Area champions, a British title holder at heavyweight, 4 golds at Haringey, 4 silvers. Then we got the bronze at the elites, Natalia Rock. And then Natalia Rock went on to fight for Poland, and she won the world gold about 9 months ago. So at 51 kilos, she is the best girl on this planet. So yeah, it's been a good ride. It's been a good learning process for me. Yeah, she's definitely. Yeah, she was very special, very special girl. Um, I'll be totally honest with you, Steve. I've never looked at it as what I want. I've always looked at it as what my boxers can get and what is, what can they achieve. Obviously, I want anybody who's under me to become a world champion. That's my dream. Do I think about it for myself? No, not for 1 minute. My boxers, they're number one. They get in that ring and they take the punishment. I don't. And hopefully I give them the right skills to keep them safe. And, it's I just want to be with them on the journey. I'm not interested in my own glory. I'm not one of them people.
I just regard somebody's just texted and said we need to be on fibre broadband. You know, the annoying thing is I am on fibre broadband, and that's the annoying thing. And we've had more disputes with Sky, so it's just been so in this lockdown. Our stuff is just not. It's just really intermittent. But yeah, we're on fibre broadband. We're paying for it, and yet it conks out now and again. But anyway, so how many boxes will you take at any one time?
To be totally honest with you, I think if I went over 5, I would water down the way I'm teaching. And I think 5's a good number for me because I can give them all 100% of my time. I think if I have more than 5, then, I'm going to end up pushing someone to another coach, doing this, doing that. And I want them all to have the benefit of me.
Yeah, well, I've been down to your gym. I've been down to your gym. It's a great setup. I've seen it firsthand.
Thank you.
I mean, you deserve all the success you're going to get. And obviously, I think your first champion will be Jamie, won't it? Because he's the one that's going to get pushed through faster than the ball. Well, he'll be your first champion.
I pray every day.
Well, to be honest, I honestly feel
hopefully, yeah.
If we hadn't have had the COVID, I think he'd have been a champion inside 12 months. And I think.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I do believe it. He's domestically, he's going to win belts without a shadow of a doubt. And where we go from there, Steve, it's we'll have to evaluate it once he gets there.
Yeah, no, it's all good. So, how does your other half cope with all the time you spend at boxing? Is she okay with it? Hi.
Yeah, I'm really good with it.
Are you okay with it?
Yeah, makes him happy.
It does. Has he driven you mad though, being at home all this time?
No, because he doesn't. He's still in the gym training on his own every day. He's Kingston, so it's good. It's his lifeblood.
But if he wasn't at the gym every day and he was sitting at home, would you throw him out to the gym?
Oh, it's cutting out.
No, I'm saying, if he wasn't going to the gym voluntarily, would you make him?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's not doing that. He's on the phone to Jamie and the twins and his other boxers. So, yeah, he lives and breathes it every day.
Oh,
I'll be glad when this is over and he's back to it full time, 100%.
Do you go to the boxing yourself?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I was at York for Jamie's last fight. Yeah.
Oh, good. He was good in his last fight, wasn't he? He was good.
Yeah, a bit quick, but you know, can't complain.
I'll tell you what, Andy, you're very lucky having somebody that likes boxing. That's for sure.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, she's a good girl. She's definitely a good girl.
That's good because I mean, if you go to higher levels, you'll be away weekends at the big fights and everything like that. So
Yeah,
That's good.
hopefully months on end, Steve, in Vegas. You by my side.
Andy, thanks a lot for coming on today, my friend. It's been really good chatting
No
with
problem.
you. Listen,
No
with your
problem.
family, stay safe, and we'll touch base very shortly.
Same to you, Steve. God bless everybody. Thank you for watching.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And that was Andy Gill, one of the top up and coming trainers in the country. It's a name to watch out for. It's a stable to watch out for. Evolve Boxing Academy. They are going places. So thanks very much for watching today. We'll try and get this internet sorted out, and we'll be back online Monday and Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll speak to you soon.